Hi, welcome back to Football United TV. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maisie, and this is La Ligue des Champions.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football United TV. I'm here with Maisie today. We're both hosting this brand new show, La Ligue des Champions. Maisie, how you doing? How you doing? You cool?
I'm good, thanks, Matt. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Excited that we're going to be able to talk about this today, Maisie, because Champions League will be back next week. We're going to look over, aren't we, the tables and how everyone's doing at the moment and the teams. I mean, have you been impressed so far, Maisie, like on what's been happening in the Champions League?
If you was looking at in terms of the Champions League, I absolutely love the Champions League. It's an absolute amazing competition to be in. It's so competitive because it's like the best from each league in Europe in the world. So it's always that little bit of excitement. And you always do feel like when it is the Champions League, you do need that little bit of luck, just like a normal cup game. You do need that little bit of luck when you do come into these kind of competitions. If I look at the whole competition itself, I'm very happy with it. In terms of Manchester United, maybe that might be a different matter, but yeah, I absolutely love the Champions League. Minus the Premier League, it is probably my second favourite football to watch.
It is, isn't it? I love it. Every player wants to get that Champions League, don't they? Want to get a grip on that medal, on that trophy. So, Maisie, how about we pull up the Group A, right?
Yes, sounds great with me. So we have got the Group A now. So that has got Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, Club Brugge and Leipzig. So as it stands, Manchester City is in first place. They've won 3 games, lost 1. We've got PSG, who has won 2 games, drew 2 and lost none. Club Brugge, who have won 1, drew 1 and lost 2, and Leipzig has drew 1 and they've lost 3. So what have you thought about this group so far, Matt, and what's going on?
It's actually quite a tough group, isn't it? I know they said Liverpool's group was the group of death, and we will get onto that, won't we? But Man City are doing very well, aren't they? To be fair, played for 9 points, not too bad, very impressive. PSG, I think them two, Maisie, Man City, PSG are definitely going to make it through. Club Brugge are in with a chance. It just depends on whether they can get the results against the other 3, or 2. And I just Leipzig. It's difficult for Leipzig this year. It seems, doesn't it? Usually they do quite well in the group stages. Whether they get through or they're close to getting through, nowhere near this year.
I know, and that's a little bit disappointing because you do expect that a little bit more off Leipzig, knowing the kind of team they are, how big of competition they are, because on their good day, they are very, very competitive, but when you've got this kind of group, because they did have PSG last year as well, didn't they, Leipzig? So they should know how PSG played that a little bit, especially because they had Poch as well last season. Club Brugge, pretty impressive. They actually have won that one game. In the matter of fact, though, I am a bit disappointed in PSG because even though they have been unbeaten so far, I'm still that little bit disappointed because I did expect them to play a little bit better because I'm sure that they did draw against Club Brugge, and when you've got a team like how PSG does, when they've got Messi, they've got Mbappe, they've got Donnarumma, they've got Ramos, they've got absolutely amazing players, and it's like they should be the ones who are top of the table, not Manchester City.
Completely agree with that. I do think, though, with bringing in Ramos, Messi, Donnarumma, it's maybe been a bit difficult for them to sort of take it in their stride at the moment. I mean, Champions League, like we all know, is cup games, isn't it? It's not the same as like league form, and in that respect as well, he doesn't seem to be doing that great, Messi. And we're not just talking and singling out Messi, but maybe the new players as well. So I think give them time, let them gel. It's a tough task, but they're not doing too badly. It is a surprise that they drew 2 against Club Brugge and was it Man City?
They actually won against Manchester City. That was the only game Manchester City lost against, and that was against PSG.
Right. Rewind on that. Okay, so they drew to Club Brugge and Leipzig.
Yes. So they've drew 2. So they've drew 2 and then won 2 as well. So I'm sure the win was against Manchester City for the one of them, because I remember the game very well, actually. But I'm just thinking, do you think this table is going to remain the same, or do you think something might pick up eventually? Do you think Leipzig might get into Europa League? Because I was thinking that if they actually did get into Europa League, I think they actually might do pretty well and might get it far into Europa League.
You know what? That's a very good point. I don't know whether they're actually look at it like that, but with the circumstances that they're under at the moment, I guess you've got to take that into consideration. I think they would do all right. Europa League is, again, very open. There are some very decent teams in the Europa League at the moment as well, so don't discredit anybody else. And as Man United fans, we know how difficult it can be. But you know what, Leipzig possibly doing well in the Europa League. I don't think they're going to scrape back anything in the last 2 games in the Champions League, and I think they're gone, aren't they? I think they're gone.
Exactly. They need at least to get a win against against Club Brugge. If they get a win, that can potentially help them massively. So it's a bit tight there just to see on who will get to the Europa League spot and who won't. I was sort of thinking at the top of my head, it is going to be a Man City and PSG who's going to be in the top 2 anyway. I already had that in my mind straight away. Even though it is the group of death, you just automatically think that. And I actually thought Leipzig was going to get into Europa and Club Brugge was just going to go. Because it's a very hard competition for especially Club Brugge.
And I don't think, Maisie, as well, I don't think both PSG and Man City really care who finishes top and who they're going to face in the round 16. So I think for them 2 clubs, once they know they're qualified, I think it's just sort of sit back, relax, and then wait and see the draw.
Shall we get on to Group B then?
We shall indeed. Comments first, maybe, as well?
Yes, comments. It is. So let's do these comments. We've got Fox's Focus. Big up to Maisie. Hello, Fox's Focus. Hope you're well. Niall Kane in the chat. Big up, Maisie. Can't wait for the show. And he has also said, yes, welcome, Matt. We have got Nick here. Hi, Maisie and Matt. Hello there, Queen. I hope you're well.
Hi, Nick.
Niall, I can't see Bruges being second. It's between City and PSG. We have got Talk and Mew in the chat. Big up to you as well, Talk. Fox's Focus. Leipzig will be desperate for third just for the Europa League football. They will need to win their next, or they will get a shock knockout of Europe altogether. I completely agree with that, and that's what we just touched on that a little bit as well, didn't we, at the end?
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with that comment.
And we've got Ginge here in the chat as well. Hello, Maisie and Matt. Hello to you too, Ginge.
Big up.
So we've got now to Group B, and this has also been. People call it a group of death as well, haven't they? As well as Group A. It is really good for competition. So we've got Liverpool, Porto, Atletico Madrid, and Milan. So we'll start from Liverpool, who's in first place. They've won 4, so they've been unbeaten altogether. Porto's in second, 1-1, 2 draws and 1 loss. Atletico Madrid, they've won 1, drew 1, lost 2. And Milan, they haven't won, but they've drew 1 and they've lost 3. What have you thought about this group so far, Matt?
Well, they all, like you said, they all called it the group of death, and Liverpool have literally done an amazing job on getting 12 points out of 4 played, and they are through, aren't they? I think, Maisie.
Yes, they have qualified as it stands.
Yeah, I don't think Porto can top the group now, can they? No. Oh, maybe, no. But they're with the scoring as well, 4-13, 4-3. They've got to score quite a few goals, 10 goals in the next 2 games to be able to and win both, right?
If they obviously win the next 2 games, Porto, they've obviously gone then to 11 points. So I don't think they can actually catch.
Well, they can't. They can't. No, they can't. Yeah, I knew Liverpool had gone straight through. They've done amazing. It doesn't. It's not. I mean, you look at that group we just did. I mean, apart from Club Bruges, I mean, this isn't really a group of death. I mean, Milan, no disrespect. Again, I think another Europa League lookalike. I think Atletico can pull this back as well, Maisie, and I think they can take over Porto here. They have got a better squad. They are doing better in La Liga. I know Real Sociedad at the top at the moment, but I think they can pull that back too. And Diego Simeone, as we know, is a great manager, and he won't let it slide, will he? He's got 2 games left. He's got to get something out of it, isn't he?
100%, and it is very close when you do look at that between Porto and Atletico. So it's going to be like a horse race that little bit just to see on who will actually get there. But by the looks of it, in terms of form, it is Porto who's currently been the better team because they've obviously only lost 1 compared to Atletico Madrid, who has drew 2. But Atletico Madrid, they did have a red card, and that is going to affect them as well into the Europa League, going into the Champions League in the next couple of games, because they did have a red card against Liverpool, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. It's unfortunate, I guess, isn't it? Because you really need your players when you need them most. And if they get a red card and they're out for 1 or 2 games, depending on what the ban says, then, an uphill climb.
What do you think? Do you think it's going to be Atletico, or do you think it's going to be Porto who's going to be in Champions League?
I think I'm going to go what I said before there. Atletico Madrid, I think we'll just pull it through there. I think.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Atletico as well. And I think, especially knowing that they have won La Liga last season, you get that little bit more expectations now for Atletico Madrid because you do know what they're capable of, and they have got them good players. They've got a good manager as well. It's a shame for Milan because you do, especially with the players they've got like Giroud, they've got Zlatan. You just think that they would have maybe at least scraped to win somewhere if that was against Porto or...
And they got Tomori as well, haven't they, Milan? Ex-Chelsea player, maybe on loan there at the moment, I think. So, they have got a decent team. It is a shame because Milan are my favourite choice in Serie A in Italy. So, it's disappointing, but maybe they might be able to scrape Europa League if they can. But, Liverpool and Atletico Madrid for me.
Yeah, I really can't see them scraping into the Europa League when you do look at that, especially knowing how close Porto and Atletico are both there together as well. They are going to work extra hard for these next couple of games to try and get into the Champions League. So I think it's just going to be overall bye-bye to AC Milan, but that will give them that little bit of more opportunity to try and get somewhere in Serie A because I know that they haven't been doing too bad in their league.
So, Maisie, you see Liverpool scored pretty much 3 goals per game. I mean, for them, it's going into the knockout phases. That's pretty decent, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, and they've only conceded 5 as well, which is absolutely brilliant. 5, they scored 13, conceded 5, so it does show that a lot of people are saying that Liverpool's defence is rocky, but when you do look at something like that, it shows that the defence isn't as rocky as people may seem to be, and they've got a really good goal difference of 8 as well.
Yeah, Completely agree.
Yeah. We got a couple more comments here in the chat as well. So we'll quickly go through them before we go through to Group C. So that sounds good with you?
Absolutely. And everybody that's tuning in, smash subscribe, like, share if you can, and put your comments in. Let us know what you think about the groups that we're talking about. Then that adds to discussion and we can answer your questions.
We got Niall. That's a group of death itself. Liverpool will win the group. I can't call who will be second. It's a 3-horse race between Madrid, Milan, Porto. Francis Focus, the fact that one of them 4 will be playing in European football in 2 games' time is unreal looking at the 4 sides. That's what you do look at, because you do see how good AC Milan, their team is. You see how good Atletico Madrid's team is, because I think when I predicted it, I predicted for Porto actually to be out. So they've actually been quite surprising for me.
Yeah, but I think, again, you take into account the last 2 games, which are crucial, aren't they? And I feel this is where Atletico have the power to be able to get the results that they need. Porto, as we know, they do usually drop out, even if they are kind of doing well. And I love Porto. They're a great team with lots of history. We all know the Mourinho days when he won the Champions League with them. We know the Bobby Robson days as well. So look, great team, but I think Atletico just got it on them. I really do.
Yes. We've got Solo here. Good evening, guys. Good evening to you too, Solo. Big up Matt and Maisie.
Yes.
Liverpool to lose all their next 20 games. We can only wish that.
Have we got them in 20 games? I bet we've got them on the 21st game, Man United, and we lose. Thanks.
Don't say that.
Just say the rest of the season, Solo. Please.
What's his focus? Smash the like button and give this channel a sub. Thank you very much. That would be a good world to live in. Yeah, it would be. And we've got Stephen there in the chat. Yo, hello there to you too.
Sven, Maisie. Sven. You know, Sven Gordon Eriksson.
Oh, brilliant.
Remember him? Remember that manager? No, for England? No? Sven Goran Eriksson? No? For you? Man City manager? You don't remember him as Man City?
Yeah, I remember him as Man City manager.
Looks a bit like he looks a bit like a professor, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
A little bit. Like the Windows guy or something like that. We are in Group C, right? Oh, big up to Charlie.
Big up to Charlie as well before we do get into there. And lasses, I don't discriminate. It's okay if you want to be me as one of the lads, that's fine. I will accept that if you want me to be one of the lads, Charlie.
You be whatever you want to feel. We're living in 2021. Be as you feel.
Great manager. And Niall, he looks like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
Absolutely correct. A bit nicer, a bit friendlier. I don't know who Mr. Smith is, but Maisie, Group C, right? We've got to delve into Group C here. Oh, one of my favourites at the top.
Yes. So in Group C, we've got Ajax, we've got Dortmund, Sporting, and I can't pronounce that one. Do you want to pronounce the last one for me?
Dortmund?
Dortmund, the last one. The 4th place.
Besiktas from Turkey.
Besiktas. So they're currently...
Besiktas. We did this with the Man City thing. City. See? Now it's my turn. Yes, Besiktas from Turkey, Maisie.
Yeah, so they're currently in 4th place. They've lost 4 games. We've got Sporting in 3rd place. They've won 2 games. They've lost 2. Got Dortmund, they've won 2 and they've lost 2 as well. So they're currently on the same amount of points, Dortmund and Sporting, which is very interesting. And we've got Ajax, who have won all their 4 games, and they have been qualified now to the the Champions League football. I'm guessing from your reaction, you're very happy about that.
Well, yeah, Ajax is, out of my top my top 3 teams that I follow, and I've been to see, Ajax is third, I think. Yeah, third for me as a football fan. I love Ajax. Like as I said to you before the stream, Maisie, I've seen them a lot of times. And by the way, can I just add in as well? They've got a better record than Liverpool. Yeah. 14 goals, 2 against.
They've only conceded. Yeah, scored more goals and only conceded less goals as well.
Now you're happy, Maisie. Now you're happy. So they're looking great, aren't they? I mean, Dortmund as well. I mean, that's quite close with Sporting Lisbon, who haven't actually been doing that great in their domestic league. So look, that's a tight group. We know Besiktas are probably out, but you never know because it's only 6 points, and if they win their 2 games and something happens between Dortmund and Sporting where they drop points, then it could be quite interesting on the last day.
I agree there. I've been very impressed in terms of Ajax. They've been an absolute brilliant team. Knowing that in 2019, after obviously the semi-finals, they lost against Spurs. They lost quite a few of the players. They lost De Jong, they lost Donner. I think they lost around 4 of their starting 11 players, and they've had to rebuild that a little bit. They brought in a couple more youth players. One in particular who I do like is called Timber, who's a centre-back. He's only around, I think he's only 20, and he's got into the Netherlands in Euros as well. He was absolutely brilliant. So they've been amazing to watch, and this is the first time in history, what I was reading, Ajax has won the 4 games in the Champions League in a row. This is history for them. That's amazing, very good.
And big up to Daley Blind as well, who suffered that horrific problem with his heart, didn't he? And everyone thought his career was over, and he's still in the team. So look, as an ex-Man United player as well, big up to Daley Blind as well, and big ups to Sergio Aguero as well.
Yes, big up to both of them. Dortmund, they need to be very careful, Dortmund, because they need to make sure that they do win or draw the next so many games. Just because, especially when you do look at this, the goal difference isn't very good for Dortmund at the moment. They're currently on a -4, and it's because they're letting a lot of easy goals. I know they've got Haaland, who is obviously arguably one of the best strikers in the world right now, but you can have one of the best strikers in the world, but they need to tighten on their defence if they do want to get into Champions League, because when you get into Champions League, it's going to get more difficult, and with the defence, what they're currently doing, it's not going to work for them if they want to get far into the Champions League. But it'll be interesting to see if they do get into Europa, will they actually go far, because I can't even remember if I ever remembered Dortmund in Europa League.
No, it's been a while, hasn't it? I remember them being dominant in the mid-90s as well. They were a very good team. The thing is with Dortmund, I think, is, like you said, defence issues, bad issues. I mean, Jude Bellingham, though, has been having a great season for them this year. He really has progressed. He's such a miss for Man United, definitely. I look at him and see the progression that he's got, and he's been scoring goals. I think he has scored a goal in the Champions League, I believe. So
he did. It was against Manchester City last season,
right? So he's doing numbers. So look, I think Dortmund will get through that, though, Maisie. I don't think they'll worry about Europa League. Sporting, I don't. It's a similar thing to the Atletico situation, where I think Dortmund have just got it on them. I think Lisbon have done all right. They've done the shocking thing and got 6 points, when probably if you look at this table, you'd say 3 at the most. So 6 is good for them. But like I say, Sporting Lisbon ain't doing that great domestically in the Primera Liga. And like I said, Besiktas most likely out, but you never know, Maisie. This is the good thing about football. You don't know. This whole group could change by next week.
Yeah, because of course, if you do look at it though, they would need to really improve in terms of the goal difference, and if they do win the next 2 games, they get 6 points. But one of them would have to take a massive dip into the goal difference, and they need to score so many goals, like 5 goals each time, and not concede. So it does seem ever so unlikely for them to get into Europa or even Champions League. I actually predicted how this is going to be, though, this table. Did you predict the exact same, like going for the end?
This would have, this is what I would have gone with at first. Not quite exactly as the points are. You know, I think Ajax have overachieved in a sense.
Yeah.
I think they've done remarkable things in that group. So, like I think Amonde says as well, big up to them, big time. And I think Sporting could make it interesting. So let's see what happens. It's an interesting group.
Yeah, it was an absolute interesting group, and I actually enjoy watching Ajax, and I feel like this season they've just gone up a whole different level compared to any other season. Because we could see how well the team was a couple of years ago, and knowing that they've come back from losing all these players and getting even better, it's absolutely amazing to see.
Well, they believe in youth, don't they, Ajax, and they play that attacking football no matter what, no matter who they've got or whatever. And I think that's remarkable, and I think they should keep it up. And it's good to see, and hopefully they can reach a final, because I know that's on Van der Sar's mind. Definitely, he's there to see them at least get to a Champions League final once again, because they are a very dominant team in the European Cup stages, aren't they? You know, they've won about 5, I think. So.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. We've got a couple of comments here in the chat. Solo, don't worry, Matt. We have them on the 18th game.
It was close, Maisie. It was close. 18th, 19th, 20th. So it was close. It was close. Very
close. A perfect time to tune in.
That's because of Ajax.
From what I've seen, it will be a Dortmund and Ajax who will make it to the last 16. Yeah, I'd probably say the exact same. Do you think the exact same as well?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I'm pretty sure everybody in the comments does too. Let us know as well, everybody. Press subscribe, share, and like if you can. Put your comments in. Let's go through them. Let's talk football. Let's talk Champions League. Continue, Maisie. Sorry.
Charlie has said our favourite word. Do you want to say this one?
Oh, God, you got me, ain't you? You done that to me. Hang on. I know Talk's in the house as well, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now because I know he's in there and it's pressure now. There you go.
Sounding more Southern Manc every single day.
I know how to say Besiktas, but I can't say There you go.
Up the Blues. I'm not going to read the full. No. Lives in the Matt King household. I'd not count Sporting. I'd not count Sporting out getting second. That'd be interesting to see him getting second.
It's an interesting group, definitely.
Solo, smash the like, share, subscribe button on the road to 700 subscribers. Yep, everyone go on, hit the like button. Niall, Haaland and Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, it's a shame that
is in the house.
Big up on Monday. It is a shame that Erling Haaland will not be making the World Cup as well, Maisie. Might I add that in there?
Yes.
Norway are out.
We have got Ankit here as well. Hello there, Ankit. I hope you're well. Remarvelous.
I know. That's a new word, isn't it? Remarvelous.
Remarvelous.
Yeah, it means
that's the poshest you're ever going to hear. Remarvelous.
It means really marvelous. Remarvelous. Yeah, it's just shortening it up there. Thank you, Talk. Good inspiration.
Ankit, early Champions League, love it.
Yeah.
I think level on points are actually done head-to-head record. So if Dortmund and Sporting finish level on points, it will go to who come out better overall in their 2 games against each other. That's very interesting. Talk, sorry, I just got back home. Don't worry about it at all. Everyone's just saying hello to everybody here as well.
Well, let's go back into Group D then, Maisie, and we'll go back through these from there. If you think we should move on, because everyone's having a little chit chat.
There's a comment here for you, though, to say it like that.
Sit air.
And Ankit has said, great fun in the stream.
That's what we're all about as well. We're not here for being a serious Sky Sports. No, we're not. We are here and having fun. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Subscribe, share, and like if you can. Really does mean a lot. And of course, Maisie's channel, Devils United. Go check it out.
Thank
you. Group D, Maisie. Group D.
Group D. So in Group D, we have got Real Madrid, we've got Inter Milan, we've got Sheriff, and we've got Shakhtar. So as it stands, Real Madrid is in first place. They've won 3 games, they've lost 1. Inter Milan, they have won 2, drawn 1, and lost 1. We have got Sheriff in third place. They've drew 2 and lost 2. And Shakhtar have drawn 1 and lost 3. So not a bad group so far. Real Madrid seem to be a bit more dominant so far, but when you do look at it, it's pretty close on points at the moment because it's 2 points between first and second, and there's 1 point between second and third. So this is going to be a very hard group to call as well.
It is. You know what? This is crazy. I mean, Shakhtar Donetsk won 1 point, only 1 draw. And Sheriff, who you wouldn't think, and you were saying about this earlier, wasn't you, Maisie, because you watched the game and you were very surprised by them. You know, picking up 6 points in this group. It's quite a difficult group for Sheriff. They're probably looking at it going, probably could even get Europa League places out of this. And actually, they could actually advance if they do the right things. And let's hope, because this is the whole thing that, you know, people want in the Super League, Maisie. And now we're seeing teams like Sheriff almost scraping into round 16. That's incredible. And I think that's the whole story of football that we all love. And hopefully they might be able to do it. Shakhtar Donetsk, I think they're down and out, don't you, Maisie? Inter Milan, also 7 points. Not doing too badly. They've lost a lot of players, haven't they, this season? Obviously, Ericsson, hope you're doing well. And Lukaku obviously left as well. And of course, the manager. So it's been difficult for Inter Milan, and they're still picking up 7 points. Not too bad. Real Madrid haven't been doing too great, Maisie, I don't think. But they're still doing something in this group, at least.
Yeah, they are definitely doing something in the group, knowing that they did lose their 2 main centre-backs for one, because they did lose both Ramos and Varane in the same window. So I can imagine that is going to be very difficult for Real Madrid, plus as well, Zidane is no longer the manager too. So, and they've got Ancelotti again. We all know Ancelotti, he is a good manager. He has won the Champions League 3 times in one club. So you can't ever discredit Ancelotti, but you do question, does Ancelotti has what it takes to get Real Madrid as far as what we have seen in the past? And for me, looking at Real Madrid, it is getting a bit of an aging team. I know they've got Camavinga, but when you do look at the overall team in general, like they've got Modric there, who is aging now, for instance, and they're not going to have success for too much longer if they don't start getting these couple of signings in the next so many windows. They are going to go down that little bit more as a club. Sheriff, though, has been absolutely brilliant for me, because I was actually thinking, looking at this table, that, no way are they going to do anything. That's what I actually thought. But if they pick up points, fair play. But Champions League football, now let's just write them off already. And that was very daft of me to do that, because look, they've done brilliant. They won 2-1 against Real Madrid, and that was a very, very good game to watch as well. Because I think when you do look at it, especially when you look at it on paper, you do always expect, it's going to be Real Madrid. But Sheriff obviously won. But this is the kind of thing what I always say. This is why the Champions League is always based on luck. Because if you play good and you get these points, you are going to get far, especially in the group stages. You're going to get knockout football, and then it's more about luck going into knockout. Yeah,
it's 11 men versus 11 men, isn't it, at the end of the day? And anything can happen. I think that's, like I say, the That's why people love football so much. It's literally it doesn't necessarily. I think the whole San Marino thing is everyone's saying why should they be? Because they've won a game. They were never expected to win a game. They won a game. So it's a similar thing. You get teams like this coming in. You go, oh god, just another Farmers League, which is the term.
Yes.
And they come out and show that they can get 6 points in a group that actually, on paper, is very difficult. So well done to them for actually getting 6 points. And even if they don't make it through to the round 16 and only get Europa League, that's still an amazing achievement. So yeah, pat on the back for them.
Exactly. Any kind of European football, because it's going to be knockout for them if they get into the Europa League, and they're automatically going to go into the round of 36 anyway. So round of 36, even for European football, is brilliant for me.
Absolutely.
Great, because I think when you do look at it, especially when you do look at a team like Sheriff as well, they probably do crave that little bit of European success, and they potentially may think going into the Europa League might be a better shot at them in actually winning a trophy compared to going into knockout Champions League struggle against a big team, like if they get Bayern Munich, for instance, or they get PSG. Or that's what my initial thought would be if I was obviously a manager of like Shakhtar or Sheriff. That would be what my personal opinion would be, but obviously you're always gonna want to aim to that first place as well.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. We've got a couple of comments here as well in the chat. So we have got Niall and Goldbridge, Sky Sports News, Jim White, Sky Sports News, Scooby Doo.
It does that. Sky Sports News, Jim White.
Charlotte, the boys up Sheriff. Talk and Mute, Sheriff are a real surprise in this group. Yeah, 100% they have been a big, massive surprise. Niall, Real Madrid and the Policeman's for second. And yeah, and Shakhtar moving like Haas. Yes, so we're on to the next group now, aren't we? Group E. That's going to be very interesting as well. So for Group E, we've got Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica, and Kiev. So this is also, when you do look at it, a very tough group also. Especially for Kiev in general, because they've got three big names in terms of football: Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica. You do look and think, oh my god, I've got these three. This is the group of death for me. But Kiev currently in fourth. They drew 1, lost 3. Benfica, they won 1, drew 1, lost 2. Barcelona 1-2, lost 2, and Bayern Munich won all 4, so they are automatically qualified to knockout Champions League. Yeah. What do you think of this group so far, Matt?
You know what? Disappointing from Barcelona, isn't it? I mean, of course, we know they've had problems, and they're trying to bounce back from that. They got Dani Alves in today, haven't they? And Xavi's back, so maybe they can progress. I think they're going to progress through. I'm pretty sure. Benfica, though, you never know. I mean, 4 points, 2 points behind. They've lost to the same as Barcelona, but they've drawn 1, which is the reason why they're on 4. So I think they can do something there. Dynamo Kiev, for me, definitely out. Bayern Munich, storming it, Maisie, storming it as they always do. Clearly through, and well done to them. 17 goals, two let in. That's crazy.
Yeah, especially when you did see last season, they did drop a bit in the knockout football just because they did lose some big names there and they was conceding a few more goals. So they have really shown, we've got all our players back. I've scored 17, we've conceded 2. So they've only conceded the same amount as Ajax so far, but they've obviously scored 3 more goals than Ajax. But when you've got Lewandowski in your team, you are going to get these all these goals, aren't you? Best striker in the world for me, 100%. Barcelona's been disappointing, but I actually, even though with everything what was going on with Barcelona, I actually predicted them to get in Europa. I think I was one of the only ones to predict them in Europa because I just felt like Benfica had that little bit more of the upper hand, and especially now you see Aguero potentially being out now, because I think he's going to be out for 90 days and he's going to get reassessed and everything, and that is going to be a loss for Barcelona. No disrespect to Memphis Depay, of course, because he's honestly an amazing player too, but when you've got a name like Sergio Aguero in your team, it is going to be a big loss for you no matter what. I know with even like when the earlier days, like if you discredit last season, like so many seasons for Manchester City, if you lost Aguero, you do feel like, oh my God, I've lost Aguero. He's our striker. He's the one who has got all these goals for us. He's one of the highest goal scorers in the Premier League, because that is always going to be a miss. And I feel like that is going to go bad for Barcelona in a way. They've got a new manager as well, haven't they, too, an ex-Barcelona manager. So it's just about, is he going to get into football straight away? Are they going to go all in already and go, yeah, we're going to do this? Or are they going to take ages as well to actually get into the football? Because if they take a while to get in, knowing they've got a new manager, that is also going to destroy their hopes in Champions League football too, for me.
No, like I said, I think having Xavi come back, who is a club legend. I mean, I know Ronald Koeman is as well, but I think it's a little bit different between the two, because Xavi, like, with the way he won it with Barcelona and that fantastic team that he had around him with like Messi and Iniesta and Busquets and PK at the back. Like, I think him coming in is a great appointment, and I think that will change things in the Champions League. I think even straight away. I think he's going to implement what he wants. I think the players are going to want to play for him. And I just think we will see that dominance from Barcelona once again. Whether it will be straight away, I'm not sure. But because this is cup football, I think they're going to go through, Maisie. I don't think they're going to take Europa League. And if they have to, like I think one of the comments says here from Fox's Focus, it just doesn't sound right, them being in Europa League, does it?
No, it doesn't sound right them being in Europa League. But if they do get into the Europa League, because I was even saying when Coleman was in charge, like, I actually thought in the back of my mind, I think they're going to get into Europa League. But I think if they get into Europa League, I think they're going to get into the final. That's what my thought was. And
maybe he'll win that for them, and that's fine, because I don't expect him to win anything this season anyway. So.
And knowing where they are into La Liga, they're not doing well for there neither at the moment. They're not in the top 3. They're not doing good at all at the moment in their own league. So if it is need to be, and they do finish outside like top 5, for instance, but they get into Europa League, they win the Europa League, they're automatically qualified to the Champions League anyway. Yeah. So in that respect, they probably think, yeah, qualified to Champions League, that's not too much of an issue.
No, exactly.
But Kiev, when you've got a team like that, a group like that, you know it's not going to end well. But it's going to be interesting to see this race now between Barcelona and Benfica, because they're only 2 points between each other.
Yeah, that's the most important one there, is them two seeing what they can get from this. Benfica might be able to sneak it, but like I said, I think Barcelona will manage to pull through here, Maisie, definitely.
We'll just have to wait and see for that, won't we? So before we go on to our favourite group, we've got a couple of more comments here. Niall, Bayern first, Benfica second. That's exactly how I thought it. Because Barca are not the team they used to be. They have so much money in debt and need to sell players to balance the books, like losing Messi and got problems. Francis Focus, a question for you at the end. Who do you think will win it? I'm saying they're going Ajax are a dark horse, but I can see a club like that winning it this year. Who do you think would actually win it?
I'm not going to say yet, Maisie. I'm not going to spoil the show. I won't say yet. It's too early to say. Can't leak out any information like that. No way.
I know we've got our sources, you see, and we don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, good question.
Barcelona and Europa League don't sound right as a sentence, yet they're not going great. Could happen. Leicester, Barcelona, Europa League final. Stop laughing. It's happening. Leicester's not going to get into the knockout stages.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. I think West Ham, more likely. West Ham versus Barcelona.
That is, I actually was looking at actually predicting for West Ham to go into the Europa final because I think they're actually going to do very well. I think they're going to get a minimum of the quarters for me.
They're doing amazing. I know they've had their fans banned for going to their next away match. I don't know if any West Ham fans are in the house, but disappointing news. But hopefully that won't deter you from getting through on what is already 100% performance in the group stage. But back to Champions League, the best league, not this boring Europa.
Man United to win. Ollie's at the wheel.
So we got what? 15 minutes left, Maisie. How many groups we got left? We got Group F.
Group F. So we'll do Group F and then, we'll see how that goes.
Our
favourite group, Man United, Villarreal, Atalanta, Young Boys. Man United currently in first with 7 points. They've won 2, drew 1, lost 1. Villarreal, who's in second place, they've won 2, drew 1, lost 1. That was against us, by the way. Atalanta, they have won 1, drew 2, and lost 1. Young Boys, won 1, lost 3. So what do you think about this group so far?
Well, as a Man United fan, very difficult, isn't it? We should be clear up there on at least 10 points. We should be on 10 points. We should have beat Young Boys. But like I said with Sharif, you got to give them credit for getting a result like that against a top team like Man United, who have a lot of history in European Cups. So fair play to them. Atalanta, they've tried so hard against Man United, probably a bit bemused on the fact that they didn't really get more than a point from that. Villarreal, Man United, Atalanta, it's going to be very close. It is, Maisie. I think Man United, don't want to go too much on Man United because, like you said earlier, it's all Man United talk at the moment. And it's like, God, it's so refreshing not to talk about it at the moment. But it is, isn't it? But I think Man United will get through, and I hope Atalanta.
Yeah, I actually predicted the same. Man United and Atalanta to get through to Champions League, and I think Villarreal will go to their favourite spot, Europa, and then they'll probably go through to there and go far in that as well.
Oh, can I just say something?
Yes.
Good evening, Villarreal. Emery loves that. He loves the Europa League. He's done very well in it. I think he'll want to stay in the Champions League. I'm pretty sure. He has just snubbed Newcastle to stay at Villarreal, which I applaud him for as well, because Villarreal are, they've got something in themselves, and also with what's going on in La Liga, I think it's a good choice from him to stay there, because having Champions League, having an open La Liga, and being a part of a club that, really does look after its managers, I think fair play to him. But I think, look, Atalanta for me, Maisie.
Atalanta for me also, and Villarreal, bye-bye seeing the Europa League. But Young Boys, it is going to be a tough one for them, knowing how competitive Atalanta, Villarreal, even us, it's a very competitive group, and it was going to be hard for Young Boys to come into this kind of group as well, isn't it? Too.
They could still win. They could still win the group. That's how open it is. They could still win the group.
Yeah, technically, they still actually could win the group, which is absolutely crazy. And we've actually got only 2 more groups to go.
Woo! We are on 10 minutes left, and that's perfect, Maisie. That's perfect. We've done well. It's our first time, everybody, as well. It's our first show together. Thank you so much. First of many, because we are back next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. So it's straight after the fixtures on Wednesday for the Champions League. Maisie, We'll leave the comments till the end for now, right? Should we just go
Yes.
straight into our next group?
Sounds like a plan.
Plan.
And that is Group G,
Ooh.
which is Salzburg, Lille, Wolfsburg, and Seville. So Salzburg are currently in first. They've won 2, drew 1, lost 1. Lille are in second, won 1, 2, drew 2, and lost 1. Wolfsburg as in third, won 1, drew 2, lost 1. So they're actually on the same amount of points as Lille, but just got a worse goal difference. And Seville, they have drew 3 and they have lost 1. What have you thought about this group so far?
Well, one thing I think is there's 2 Bergs in the group. Wolfsburg and Salzburg. Not bad. Lille actually beating Sevilla, I think a week or 2 ago. Well done to them, because they are 12th at the moment in Ligue, and Sevilla not doing too great in La Liga. But from looking at this table here, Salzburg are doing great. And I know a lot of people don't like the Red Bull franchise thing in football, but I think fair play to them. Well done. I see them maybe not winning the group, but I definitely think they're going through, Maisie. I'm gonna go with Sevilla to go second place, and that is strange, isn't it?
Yeah, from 4th to 2nd. That is very interesting. And I think the group overall is a very tough group to call, just because it is literally, the points are so narrow between them, like 2 points between the joint 2nd and 1st, and then there's 2 points in between the joint 2nd and 4th. It's very, very tight altogether. But I think when I predicted it, I predicted for Lille to get through, and I actually predicted Seville as well to go second. That was my group instinct, and I thought Salzburg was going to get into Europa League. But
do you think
they're
so?
doing very well.
They have. I mean, they don't usually. So, I mean, RB Salzburg wouldn't usually get through to the round of 16, so you've got to give them a lot of credit. It is quite an easy group. This is probably, if you call something the group of death, what would you call this? If it was easy,
the group of tickles?
The group of tickles. Shits and giggles, yeah. The group of shits and giggles. Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll call this the group of tickles then.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm game with that. Easy. So you think Salzburg are definitely going through. Who do you think for second? Did you say?
So hard to call. I think it might actually be Lille who will get through, because I think, especially knowing that Lille isn't doing too well in their own league, they're gonna probably want to try and get that little bit better into the Champions League as well. So they have at least one kind of competition to concentrate on.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Wolfsburg's going to end up in 4th, though, for me. I don't even think they'll get into Europa League.
Well, I think Sevilla, of course, but I can see what you're saying. I understand that completely.
It's just a very hard group overall, isn't it, to call, to be honest?
Is a difficult group. It is a difficult group.
Yeah.
Maybe smash the subscribe, share, and like if you're watching, everybody. We have lots of people tuning in. Maisie's doing a terrific job, aren't we both? This is good. This is good. If you like it, if you like what you're seeing, smash a like. Please do your thing. Really does mean a lot. We've got 2 groups left, Maisie. Is that right?
One more group. Woo! One more group to go. The final group is with Group H, and this has got Juventus, Chelsea, Zenit, and Malmo. So Malmo is currently in 4th. They've lost 4. We've got Zenit in 3rd place, won 1, lost 3. Chelsea, they are in 2nd place. They've won 3 and lost 1. And Juventus has won all 4 games, so they have automatically qualified as well. And I was actually a bit surprised in terms of Juventus, because knowing that they've lost Ronaldo, who's a big figure in Juventus, and knowing that they're not doing well in their own league at this moment in time, I was expecting maybe that they wasn't going to do well in the Champions League neither. So fair play to them because they've picked up all them 4 points, 4 games so far. They've got automatically qualified, and I think the game what Chelsea did lose, that was against Juventus as well, from what I remember. It was a very close game, and even Zenit was a close game because they only won, I think, 1 or 2-0 against Zenit.
Yeah, it's you know what you say as well. Juventus, they didn't win the league last season in Serie A as well, so to be able to come in the Champions League and pretty much dominate this group is quite amazing. You would have figured Chelsea would be the ones up there, probably not losing, not letting in a goal, because they are good top to bottom at the moment, aren't they? But everybody has their weaknesses, and if you're not doing so great in Champions League, it can derail you from Premier League. I think they derailed a little bit in the Premier League as well, haven't they, recently? So there is some positive news for Malmo, Zenit, and Juventus. The fact that Chelsea are not the team that everybody thinks they are, they can be put off their stride, and it can show right here because Juventus beat Chelsea, right? Is that the one?
Yes, that is the one what they did lose against. And when you do look at Chelsea's goals and the goals they let in and the goals they've scored against, when you do look at the talent Chelsea have got, they've only scored 6 goals in 4 games. Yeah. So what's that, averaging out a goal or 2 every single game? But they've only let in 1. So it does show that they are very good in terms of that defensive aspect. But I think what they need to do, they can be brilliant at defending, and that's absolutely fine, but they need to pick up in terms of their attacking kind of football. And I think when they get Lukaku back and they get Werner back as well, because I know both of them are out at the moment, maybe that's when they might start picking up them couple of goals. But they need to definitely put that attacking play there, because when you get a team like, for instance, Bayern Munich, you know that you're going to concede against them, and this is where you need to put that attacking play kind of in, and you need to make sure that you are making sure you get double the amount of goals they're getting. So if they score 1, you need to make sure you score 2. That's how it has to be, especially in them kind of games.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Maisie, there. And I think Zenit and Malmo are pretty much out. I think Zenit would have to win both their games, and then it would have to go on goal difference. So that'd be very tight if that would ever happen. I don't think that is going to happen. So look, for me, Zenit and Malmo out. Zenit probably trying to push for a Europa League place. Malmo probably no chance there, but you never know. I mean, it's 2 games left. They're only on nothing. They've not won anything. They've not drawn anything. So it's pretty woeful from them. But I mean, at the same time, they're lucky to be in the Champions League in the first place. So all credit for at least be contending. But yeah, for me, Juventus, Chelsea, dominant in this group, Maisie, and that's put to bed.
I think that's the 2 who I actually predicted to go through anyway, but I just had Chelsea first and Juventus second. That was what I had overall. But Chelsea do need to be careful. They need to not lose any of these games now, because especially if Zenit wins the next 2 games, it is going to go on goal difference. But the goal difference, Chelsea's on 5 and Zenit is on 0, so they're going to everything they've scored, they've conceded. So they'd have to definitely pick up in their defensive aspect as well.
Agreed.
Yeah, so that was all the groups. Any particular group you like the best?
Man United's. It's very close. Very close to my heart, but it's also actually a very close group. So actually looking outside of it is quite interesting. I can't wait to see what happens. You?
Yeah, same for me, Manchester United. And another one what I did really want to look at a bit more will be Group G, knowing how close that is going to be as well, because they're quite close at this moment in time also. And the rest of them, pretty straightforward, because you do kind of know who's going to be there, who's going to get in knockout football, who isn't. It's not like all teams have got that competition there, like, whereas them 2 groups in particular is very close, like you've said.
Yeah. We got comments to read out?
I think got a couple of comments, and then we will finish that up. Okay. Matt's got inside information, and the fact I agree West Ham have more of a chance, and it hurts me a little bit.
It's kind of true, isn't it?
People will still be Ollie out. Probably so. Yeah. If this wasn't for Ronaldo, I couldn't see Man United getting out of that group. If Man United get their act together, it's between them and Emre. Can't see we boys making the last 16 who are in the bottom. We should have the young boys. Never thought that phrase. I'd hear that phrase in football in the podcast before. So yeah.
Yeah, it hurts to say it.
Very hurt. It does hurt me. Group G is tough and wide open, competitive. Can't call it. Sorry, I'm the same. I can't call it either. Lil LMFAO. Yeah, you know Big Lil. LMFAO. Group G is like Liverpool's group, just not big names like that one. We have got Anthony here as well. Big up to you, Anthony. Big up, Matt and Maisie. Trust the
tractor.
Trust the tractor, not the process.
Trust the tractor, not the process. That's what he wants to say. Who are to you? Your old farmer's hat, not to you.
And we got Niall, Juventus and Chelsea to progress. I just want to say to everyone, thank you for watching, and please hit the like and subscribe button, and please, if you can, share the stream as well. If you are watching this back, write in the comments what your predictions are, who you think's going to go through, who isn't going to go through. Absolutely would love to hear your opinions.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, like Maisie said as well, for tuning in. And you can check out Maisie. Where can we check you out, Maisie, as well? Because we need to tell you got a channel as well. I know you're hosting on here with me, but you've got your own thing as well.
Yeah, got my channel here. It is Devils United. I do men and women content for Manchester United. I did do a show yesterday. It was actually a preview on the women's game, because it's a derby day today for women's football, which is very good. So that'll be interesting to see on how that's going to be, because that's going to be a cup game for us so far. So that'll be really good to see on how Manchester United will get on tonight too against Manchester City.
Yeah.
I just want to say as well, big thank you to you, to Matt, for having me on doing this show. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Thank you for saying yes. That's what matters. And we've got an absolute pleasure. Got lots more to do. We'll be back next week, won't we, Maisie? 10 o'clock PM though. So it's after the results on Wednesday. We'll talk about Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And when there isn't a Champions League on, we might not be on, like depending on, there's a Christmas break, isn't there? So there's no point talking about something over and over again. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next week's, Maisie.
Yes, me too. And Matt will be in his pajamas when you do watch us next week, by the way.
Who said that? Hang on. You're the one with all the sources now, not me. She knows all the info. Look, I've got Man United pajamas. There you go. That's how sad I am.
He'll be in his Man United pajamas, and he'll be with his little hot chocolate and everything. So you don't want to miss that. And then we'll be discussing all of the games from next week. I was thinking last week then, but yeah, from next week.
I tell you what, Maisie, for the Christmas special, I will wear my pajamas for the Christmas special that we'll do in a few weeks. Yeah, there you go.
Sounds brilliant to me. Thank you. And we've got a couple more comments here.
Yeah, read them out.
Anthony, Porto group, you can't call. Second spot for that. We have got Jordan here. Big up panel. Big up to you as well, Jordan. Fox's Focus, great show. Thank you very much. And Niall, big up panel. Enjoyed that tonight. Thank you as well there, Niall. And thank you very much for tuning in. And we will see you all very soon. That's goodbye from us.
Take care.